Hey everybody. Hey Shorts. This is a reference to what I posted on YouTube. Oh man. All right, I gotta get the YouTube live chat. Where is it? Why is this not showing up? Live stream. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. All right, pop out chat. Hooray. Okay, yeah. So today is Wednesday, and Adam is going to. Hey, Prometheus. Adam is going to. Wait a second. I recognize that picture, don't I? Even though it's a very tiny. How do I click this? I don't know how to do that. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I know who you are. Adam is going to continue getting the bot to work on YouTube. He can't use YouTube JS because it's against YouTube's terms of service. Yes, it is me. Everyone can say that. That proves nothing. It's against YouTube terms of service. So he's wrapping the API himself. Last time he got the foundations, or he got to the point where he obtained his OAuth token. Okay. Just discussing this topic over on Twitch. What topic? Oh, if it's you? Okay. It totally stays smooth. I gotta take a picture of this. Yeah, there, and save. And then I guess write a note to myself. Share the screenshot I took of this. Yeah. All right. Hello here too. I see. First would also be an option for redemption. Just the word first. That's it. Okay, so I have had a lot of things on my to-do list that now date back to 6 days ago, and I don't want to leave all this stuff here. So I want to do some housekeeping for this. So let's see, make sure to set the co-working scene, see if I can write a script and navigate to this. Yeah, this is one of the things I want to do. The other thing I want to do is be able to, there's all the simulcasting stuff. I want to be able to set the title on both streams at once. Simulcast. Yeah. All right, simulcasting stuff. There's that, and then write something that'll let me update titles on both sites. I think that for YouTube, well, titles and descriptions. I think that for YouTube, I can have a longer, or I need to make an event or something. Also, on Twitch, I may want to set the tags that I use. Oh, hey, Ferret, I looked into the shirt. And it was from Macy's. Yeah. So there's your answer. Just so down to your true Adam fan because you're here early, even though you could use it whenever you want. I missed your reaction. Oh, I was laughing. I took a picture of it. I thought it was funny because it's what we were talking about on YouTube, right? Hey, Darkstorm. Hey, Sam. Hey, Courageous Mayonnaise. Can only stay for a bit. What was the Y day decision? Are you writing everything from scratch? Yeah. Hey, Chippy. Yeah, so right now we're just doing some housekeeping stuff. I want to make sure that this list doesn't blow up out of control, and it already has. So I'm deleting some things from it. Type something in chat, show Pomo focus. Yeah, this should probably be on my homepage if I'm going to use it a lot. And I guess I could put it, I don't know where. I'll put it at the very top. Add a link. Oh wait, I only use this from, no, I shouldn't do this at all. I only use this from Firefox, right? So I should write some guide to myself on how I simulcast. make sure this opens in Firefox. That way there's no problem sharing it. That browser, yeah. Yeah, you read the YouTube comment, yeah. Redeemable once per stream. I've seen second and third. Maybe that's a bit much. The first person to redeem. Do I want to even encourage that? People already say first. Getting the Adam look. Not the same as the shirt I'm wearing. I do not own a shirt like this. They're totally different. Hey, James. Yeah, Botland's to-do list was probably more than 3,000 lines. I don't know how many lines this is. Apparently, yeah, about 300. So it's about 10%. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the Botland list is bigger. Okay, this is done. Type something in chat to indicate I'm doing this. Yep. Important thing to figure out is how I feel about this. Yeah, I want to try this again tomorrow. All right, so that stuff's done. Now, next, pivot, right? Get YouTube tokens that fetches my access and refresh tokens, stores them in the database, write instructions in the README. So we have not finished this part yet. Think we have a meetup? If we have a meetup, everyone should guess the shirt Adam's going to wear, and we all wear the same shirt. And I've been rewatching Community, and that's been a gag on a couple of episodes. Them all wearing the same glasses or them wearing the same black shirt. Fits well to your stream. I mean, I don't necessarily, I don't mind trying it out. So, Smooth suggested we have a first redemption that's only usable once per stream. By the way, did I fix my, yeah, I did. Okay. I was recording a video yesterday and I changed a bunch of settings, but it looks like everything's fixed because I changed them all back. All right. This is part of the pivot. Ugh. It's just, there's just so much here. Why is it all of this? Tomorrow's the last day of February, right? Yeah, so we're almost in March. I should probably, maybe Thursday, figure out March stuff. Figure out March goals. Look at what happened in February. Hey, AZX. AZSX, excuse me. How am I doing today? I'm doing well. I gotta say, true feelings, I'm not super looking forward to this YouTube stuff because I'm pretty sure it's gonna last 2 days and it's just gonna be that very slow progress. But I really want to be positive about this and I want to focus on the second word and not the first word. So let's focus on the progress part. And truly, it has been progressing. So I've learned a lot since we started, and we now have code to fetch the OAuth tokens. I need to save them in the database. After that, getting this stuff set up may not be too bad. The problem is probably going to be, does it continue to work over the course of many days of uptime? Or like, is there a, an error somewhere and then my bot doesn't reconnect or something? So I don't know. We're going to have to figure all this out. Am I using Restream? Yeah, I am. Have I compared it with Cloudflare has an offering for that? Streaming? What? Why do they have this? Simulcasting lets you forward your live stream to third-party platforms. You simulcast up to 50 concurrent destinations. Why do they do this? This doesn't make sense to me. For money? But what money is in this? Does this cost money? Because I'm trying to think, like, do they get something out of this somehow? I don't see a pricing thing. I didn't know this even existed. And I was thinking of using something else. There's an FAQ here. Do they mention pricing, price, cost, free? Oh, they have a pricing page. Thank you. $1 per 1,000 minutes viewed. Okay, that explains it. But they don't seem to mention that over here anywhere, do they? Huh. Yeah, huh. Enterprise customers can preview this. Full access, free of metered usage fees and limits. Only heard about it. Yeah, well, okay, so what I'm currently using is Restream. And what I want to use is an OBS plugin and then just target the two platforms I use. And I mean, that's Twitch and YouTube. And I don't think this is going to be a big problem. I have the bandwidth. I think I should have the compute power for it. I think all that stuff should be fine. And that way there's just no extra latency. Build it 2 minutes per minute. Yeah. But I guess what I find a little bit stranger about this is like, where is their main pricing page? Because this is a community thing. Shouldn't they have it in the stream documents? Like, I've just never seen a service like this where they don't clearly list what the pricing is. Yeah, this is bizarre to me. Stream, yeah. Oh, it's just not on their developer documentation? Ah, here it is. Okay, yeah. Okay. I see. Stream plus images. What does even the plus images mean? Store up to 100,000 images? Oh boy. Okay, well, I don't, thankfully, I don't think I need to look into this, but it's interesting because I think they offer a better service than Restream does. Or maybe because you're paying per, I don't know, whatever. I don't, it doesn't matter. But thank you for letting me know about this stuff and for finding those resources. I think, no, it's okay. I am probably going to switch to, like I said, some OBS plugin that I have listed here. Yeah, OBS Multi RTMP. This, I don't think I need to stream to more than 2 services. And so it should just be fine to use this. And if it's ever not fine, I guess I can look into Cloudflare's offering. Although Restream, I guess, would still let me do it for free, and I just need to use their watermarks, I guess. Facebook stream. I don't think I'm going to stream to other platforms. I think it's already hard enough. You know, something, I can't exactly show this because I can't share both monitors at once, but I have 2 monitors, and if you think of them as rectangles like this, I divide them into halves of the screen. And so typically, like here, this is the right monitor that you're seeing. The entirety of it is this. But if I were to take up half, I could do something like this and this, right? Anyway, on my left monitor, I almost always have OBS and then the half and then chat. And up until now, there'd only been one chat. So this was Twitch chat. But now I need YouTube chat open as well so that I can respond to the very rare message that shows up over there. And it'd just be great if I could have both of them combined and show them both. Is it a new streaming platform? I don't think it's a new platform. I think it's just like Restream and that it can target other platforms that exist. But maybe I'm mistaken on that. So you have a split keyboard. What's your take on vertical mouse? I happen to use a mouse that has so many buttons that I'd love to try a vertical mouse, but I would then be giving up all of these buttons. And I don't think they have vertical mice with like 12 buttons on them. That's 2 niches intersecting with each other. But yeah, I think they're generally, if anything works for you, I say use it. And it should be better for ergonomics. Chef Alton, I don't know what to say this time. Well, thank you for resubbing. 4-month streak too. You've been back since the new beginning. Sounds like a gap in the market. I wonder how much a mouse like that would even cost. Probably like $300. You can definitely combine the chats. You just can't show that on stream. But that's the problem, right? Because a lot of times I'll be like, hey, I'm responding to someone, and I show it so that I can say, hey, I'm responding to this person. And on YouTube, I can still do that. I could say like, oh, hey, this person asked this on YouTube. But as soon as I combine them, I can't show them on screen. So it's like, I got to be really careful about that. Let's build a 12-button vertical mouse. I would probably make a monstrosity of a mouse if I were to do that. Although it would be pretty interesting. Okay, speaking of keyboard stuff, by the way, I recorded a new video. See new video. Let's put this here. Okay, Adam's new video we'd like to highlight is from Tuesday, February 27th. And it's called, What the Heck is That Keyboard? And it is this URL. Okay, so now ecom new video. Paste this over here. Okay, does that link work? Yes, it does. Yeah, this was another, okay, I don't know if I'm getting, I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but I am spending longer making these videos and they're all still fitting into one day, but it's taking more hours. And I don't know where this naturally ends. Does it end with me consuming the full day and then saying, okay, now it's time to take 2 days making videos? Yeah. Needs more clickbait. You'll never believe what this keyboard did for me. If there were a thing I could answer at the very beginning of the video, I wouldn't necessarily mind a title like that. But yeah, otherwise, can't do it. Hey, Stybo. I saw you joined on Discord. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I now have 2 videos. Adam uses a 36-key Corn keyboard, Colmac DH layout. Find out more about what led to this here. I think I just want to use the new video now. Yeah. Adam talks about how such a keyboard works. Whoa, it like quadruple tapped the R key in this video. Yeah, and then the key map for it is here. Okay, this is pretty good. We're going to use this as our command keyboard. What takes more time? Prep, recording, editing. So it used to be that I would say recording was the bulk of the work. Now, I think yesterday, it's probably like 2 to 3 hours of prep. And then somewhere in the 1 to 2 hours of recording. And then maybe like an hour of editing. Something like that. These are just estimates. The problem with something like this, so here's what I do. I end up, let me take this off screen for a sec. I end up trying to find this. Okay. I end up making a script and kind of an outline of what I want to talk about. So here's the script from yesterday. I have an outline, and like this document is 9 pages long, and it contains a lot of what I ended up saying in the video. And coming up with that and how I want to share a certain concept is not necessarily easy. So one of the things I was trying to come up with is, how do I show all the different ways of like getting more functions out of a keyboard with limited keys? And I don't know if this process is going to be interesting to people, but what I thought about originally is, what if I made an HTML page with 2 buttons on it? And I just demonstrated all the different ways you could do this. So like, imagine there's a button here and it just says, you know, button 1 on it or something, and you could click this. And I thought, okay, the problem here though is you have 10 fingers and there's no way to show off what happens when you press 2 keys at the same time because I only have 1 mouse cursor. So I need to do something special there and like have 2 cursors show up on screen. And I thought, okay, this is not going to work. And I thought, okay, what if I pried off all the keycaps except for 2, and that way I could just code all this on my keyboard. And I'm like, okay, that does work, but will it be as obvious? And so then I ended up going with like the game controller example, and I thought this was pretty good, but these ideas went into it and nothing ended up happening with them. And the last time I ended up doing something like this, oh, what was that video? I don't remember, but let me find it on my channel. This one. In this video, I ended up making a custom web page to show off a problem that you could solve with an extension that I was using. And like, this is not an in-depth web page, right? It's text, a text input, some checkboxes, a submit button. Like, I still needed to make this, and I still needed to make it look like it was hosted at example.com. So I modified my host file, and all that stuff goes into a video, and that's not even video editing. That's not even what you think of when it comes to making a video. So I'm always trying to think about how I'm doing that and how I could do it better. Yeah. Then I saw you didn't go live on Tuesdays. Yeah, I have the schedule on Twitch at least, but I don't have it anywhere else. People didn't really use the Google Calendar, so I just I just stuck to it there. And I do try to keep it up to date. If there's ever a stream that's not going to happen, I try to mark it as canceled. So Tuesday, yeah, no streams are ever scheduled. Struggling with using the columns on the corn. Been using it for just over a week now. It's still stretching other fingers across columns. I think as much as possible, just retype what you typed when you end up doing that. So let's say you're typing a sentence like this. And for whatever reason, I mean, in this case, I move my right hand over to the other side and I type the S. So I've typed the sentence correctly, but I used the wrong finger. In that case, just start again and keep typing it until you get it correct with the correct fingers. And by doing that, what's nice about this method is you might see that like, oh, here I typed the S wrong. So you only get to this part of it. And then you type sentence like that. And then you're like, oh, I typed it again wrong. And so you can see when you're about to make a mistake and then realize that you should slow down because you see where you made mistakes last time. Loved your last keyboard video. Well, thanks for watching. Yeah. Take a day to see your day as it's almost recorded most of the time and check which parts of the video process you can outsource and automate. Yeah, I think there is something that could be done there, but maybe I'm misinterpreting this. But at least for something like this, I think there are two ways to make a video. Either take existing content and prune or edit it somehow and make new content just for the video. I mean, you can combine these two, and these are just high-level ways. This style, I think of as more of like a recap or for when you otherwise couldn't make the content again. So like Kipoga streams, for example, he does scam baiting. If he were to try to recreate the scam baiting off stream, it'd be totally different. So he has to take his existing content and then add in some new stuff. For me, I feel like I did a video yesterday on this keyboard. I have talked about the keyboard on stream, but it's been these disjoint thoughts based on what people are asking in chat. Yeah. Looking forward to being a month or two down the line, being able to do at least 30 to 40 words per minute. You'll probably get there sooner than you think. Yeah. I need whatever you have for breakfast. So much energy and motivation. I mean, I think that's more to do with sleep than the breakfast. But yeah. Okay, so let's go back to this. So I added this thing. I put in the new keyboard command. Now, do we need any of this stuff? Send a message through YouTube chat from the bot. Run through the flow myself, not fetching the user's name. Yeah, funnel those messages into the same command system. Oh yeah, this stupid thing. Let's write it all down. This already happened. I want to do this too at some point, and I want to write these notes at some point. We'll get there. And I can put this was all in this gist. See this gist. Did you get the hard coding thing working? The hard coding thing for what? And War Eagle, is your sleep not good? Oh man, this ring is about to break. I told you it would happen. I can't exactly show this off all that well, but there's a lightning bolt split right down it. Well, it's probably going to snap off today or tomorrow. It almost lasted 2 years, I think, from the YouTube bot saying test. I don't think it ever sent a message. Yeah, because I think I only got the OAuth tokens and then never... Wait, maybe you're talking about the original thing. I'm not sure. I was using YouTube.js at first, and then I scrapped that. So maybe I was hard coding something back then, and maybe that worked. But now I'm using just my own library. No sleep is not good. Have you thought about getting a sleep study done? Because I mean, that's what I did. And I found out I have mild sleep apnea. All right, so funnel them into the same command system. Yeah, I got to do this. I don't think we're going to get to this part today, though. You just deleted something from your notes, right? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I misunderstood the context. Okay, so originally, I have these daily notes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I had been accumulating them for too long, and back then my goals were slightly different and they were tracked differently. Now I have them tracked like this. And so post chat message is all I want as what I need tracked here. Already done. Therapy's running. Sadly not improving. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. I think that's one of the roughest things. It's like sleep impacts everything you do in your life. And so if your sleep is not good, then what? And it's like, well, you've already started exploring it. So I hope it does get better. All right, detect when I'm live on YouTube. Just pull for a new stream once per minute. Yeah, find my current live stream. Detect when I'm live by polling once per minute. All right, maybe have the bot send a message. Maybe have the bot send a message in chat saying, I'm now online and able to answer messages. Try now by typing today. Does YouTube have the concept of like what happens if you type? So if I type Kappa, it turns into that. If I type Mr. Destructoid, no, nothing happens. Okay, what other emotes would they have even copied? Like feels good, man. I don't even know what this is coming from. Probably just YouTube, right? Although I guess it could be like better Twitch TV doing this on YouTube. What else? I don't know, failfish. Not like this. Yeah, none of these other ones seem to do anything. Better Twitch TV does YouTube emotes? Okay, I see. I have an idea. You said you'll continue with the Adam learning content in the future. What if one of those lessons was animation and visual effects? Yeah, so that is something I definitely want to do. I actually have this written down as something I wanted to look into for February if I didn't have other ideas, video editing techniques. So I do think that would be cool to do, and I think that would help. There is something that I want to consider though, which is like I said, right now I spend no more than a day making the week's YouTube video. So let's say I knew everything about video editing. Do I now start taking 3 days because just of how much work goes into it? And that's what I want to be wary of here because I think there is a balance to be struck between putting out enough videos and having them be high enough quality. And I'm not just making YouTube content. If I were, I think I could spend longer on it, but I'm not right now. And the other thing is, it's a very, very slow trajectory. If you look at the analytics here of like, if you just look at subscriber count, it's not really rising. Like there's no upward slope here. It's just pretty flat, except for maybe this. And I don't know what even that was, Monday. That might have been because of Primogen's raid. They have, how far back does this go? Last 28 days. Yeah, so if we say last 90 days. It didn't update. What? Okay, I don't know why this isn't actually updating. Huh, strange. Let me refresh this. Oh, it thinks I'm on a different page, I guess. Okay, let me try that again. All right, there it goes. Yeah, so you see an uptick here when what was this? This must have been the Google video, but this isn't subscribers. This is subscribers. Yeah. So unless I have one of those like flash in the pan kind of videos, I feel like it's just been pretty static. And I need to focus on growth if I want to change this. And then I think once you have enough subscriptions, or once you have enough people watching your videos, not really subscriptions, then I think that polish pays off more. Although I'm not even sure I'm fully convinced on that. I guess maybe if you had polished videos from the get-go, you might get more viewers. But it's like if no one sees them and no one's sharing them, research probably takes as much, if not more time than editing. You mean for each individual video, right? Not the researching of how to do editing techniques better. Because yeah, I think this is something I'm going to be struggling with pretty soon is what am I even making videos on? I have a note called video ideas and it's at any point got like 3 to 5 ideas, and I'm not super happy with all of them. And so a while ago, I asked people in this chat, I said, like, rank these 7 videos, and I just produced the 7th one. So now I am down to nothing in the backlog that chat knows about. Watched your Why I Left Google video. You said you were an STED too. I wanted to pursue the college route and become a software engineer. Yesterday I got accepted to university here in Canada. Congrats, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think it's a good first step for a lot of people to go to university. I don't think it's for everybody, but I do think it's a good default almost. Like most people are probably going to benefit from that structure. Have you considered doing shorter videos? YouTube and TikTok? I have considered it. I haven't started it yet though. And I have some ideas for that too. Sheep torture plugin. It wasn't a sheep torture plugin. Oh man. Yeah, I kind of wonder, like, I don't know, there are a lot of facets to growing on a platform. And I think part of it is like, okay, video presentation, video topic, how you make your title and your thumbnail, where you're sharing it. And I'm not firing on all cylinders there. It's like I post a YouTube link to Discord, and that's it. Actually, yesterday I also posted it to LinkedIn, but I have like 5 followers on LinkedIn. So I need to post to other sites like Reddit, especially, or I don't know, Hacker News when it makes sense. And I just don't do that. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to do that at some point. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm expecting to grow just for YouTube browse traffic, I guess. I think you try promoting one video, but not sure how much it would cost right now. See any good effects? You mean promoting through YouTube's thing? Promote your videos. Oh, yeah, this, I guess, right? Right, sheep killing. Yeah, very different. Because beginning with shorter videos is more videos, and that means more loop to improve. Yeah, although I guess there's always this tension I feel between what I want to make and what will do well. And so this is on every spectrum. There's the short, long video spectrum. There's like popular tech versus niche tech, and whatever other spectrums you can think of here. And so I'm a little concerned if I end up just doing what works well, maybe I end up getting away from what I want to be doing. I don't know. I've got to put some more thought in this. And right now I'm just like in the try things and see what works mode. I have seen the video about YouTube thumbnails, yeah, and how you can change them and how they might still pick up a video after that. And it's not like my thumbnails are, expert thumbnails right now. I'm applying some of what I know and my very bad graphic design skills. Have I identified my primary audience? I only know some like high level demographic things. It's generally people from like 20 to 35, generally largely skewing male. And yeah, generally people in tech. And then I know general countries too. But is that the audience I want to continue to reach, or is that just my current audience? Just use Bing's AI for thumbnails. I'd like to be able to just use the AI for thumbnails. Okay, deploy this to the mini PC, modify environment file. Yeah, if that's not already there, that needs to be there. This stuff shouldn't be tracked here at all. 20 to 35 male working in tech here. That's my audience. And chances are you're in either, well, I think the top countries, although the chances aren't necessarily super high that you're in one of these. I think the top countries were these usually US, UK, Germany. And there'd be some fluctuation. And there are a lot of other countries that were sort of runners up there. Hey, Quilly. In fact, yes, 20 to 30 tech here too. Germany here. Yeah. I mean, this is how demographics work, right? Is that chances are you fall into these categories if you're watching the stream, because I mean, I have the stats. Resfriado, thank you for subbing. Welcome back. Ireland. Yep. I don't know what the stats are anymore for my stream for top countries. I haven't looked at that in a little while. Let's go take a quick look. Where do I find this? Discovery. Oh, they've added some new tabs actually since I've last looked at this. Do they have countries here? Yeah, here it is. Wow, it hasn't changed. Here are the top ones. Although, what does this by? Is this the last? This is the last month. So yeah, the largest country by far, just by viewership, is US with 31%. Then Germany, and just barely behind that is UK. Then a lot of Canadians here, a lot of Polish people. And then we're at the 3% category. I'm not even going to mention these countries. Oh, you disgust me. We need to up that viewership to 4%. I am the 4%. Yeah. What's Ireland's? I don't know if they I don't know if it would even show here. I mean, other than, let me see. Where even is it? No, it's not on the chart. They may just lump it in with the UK. Rick, thanks for resubbing. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised Netherlands is only 3%. I feel like there are a lot of Dutch people here. Yeah. Do you want to close all those incognito windows? Yep. Most of the mods are Dutch. They work themselves into positions of power. Typical. Too many people and things do. Yeah. Well, and also it's possible that it's just like Ireland has a population of not very many people, right? I used to know the population. Yeah, I was gonna say just exceeded 6.5 million. And so I mean, how many people are watching Twitch there, and what number does it take to get to like 1% or 2% on that chart? Who is your ideal viewer? Someone new to tech, someone trying to break into software engineering, established software engineer, tech leads. Ideal viewers, I think ideal is probably programmers, so that I know like who's watching, I guess, and what level of tech expertise they have. But this isn't like a strong ideal. I think the real ideal is just people who like the content, which is not a marketing demographic. Hey, Boppy. Part of the less than 1% club. Yep. Yeah, and I know this should steer my decisions a little bit more. For right now, like I said, I still am sort of in the experiment phase of just produce videos and just see what works and what doesn't. And in that time, I've also improved my own just video production skills. Not even video editing or anything. It's just like how I make a video, how I record. I think the level of polish I expect, connecting thoughts in a video. Yeah, and then deploy to the mini PC. Make sure to modify the M files. Yeah, at some point I'll learn lockpicking. Privileged commands. I need to put this somewhere else. Privileged commands. All right, make sure the bot can stay online and keep fetching the current live stream. Make a new account. Consider making a test account. Yeah, for when the real bot is online. I'm not sure where I would test this, since I think I need to be live. Or maybe I can have an old live stream. Can you send chat messages on a finished live stream on YouTube? Does anyone know the answer to this? Or can 50-50 engineering and ops? Yeah, so then you don't understand this stuff. No, you don't think you can? Okay. You can schedule a live stream without going live that will create a chat. Okay, that's a good thing to know. You can send messages only on live or upcoming scheduled, yeah. Can't chat in a finished live stream, but paste that in. Cool. If you ever need info while we're here, I'm sure there are others like me who would describe it to you in a mail or Discord post if needed. I think it's helpful. I think, you know, someone said something to me the other day that I thought was kind of interesting. There's sort of a staying power of a channel on any platform, right? And so imagine if all of a sudden like 1 million people were funneled in here. How many would stay? And this is an absurd number. There's just pretty much no way for this to happen. But there is a way for you to get like 5,000 people in here or 2,000 people in here. And that's happened in the past. And that's in the form of raids. And so how many of those people stick around? And there are people, and I'm sure, I mean, you all know probably how you found the channel. And a lot of you came through raids and you happen to stick around. But if you have 100 people in a raid and you keep, let's say, one person, then that's, let's say, a 1% staying power. Like, how do successful streamers get to, I don't even know what a healthy percent is, maybe 7% or something? And by the way, 1% is just me saying a number. It's not actually my percentage. So yeah, what is healthy? What is the proper amount? How do you get to that point? And you know what I think I realized? Here's what I think I realized. I do too much development. I think that's my conclusion. I have not watched a lot of other successful dev streams, but I suspect they do less development. I think development is boring to watch. I think that's my conclusion. maybe that's a bold statement. But I think if I just talked, like I'm talking right now, we're talking about development. I'm sort of managing my to-do list, but have I actually written a line of code? Like, no, I haven't. And yeah, I think this is a really important conclusion. That's actually what's happening. I'm here for development. Yeah, and a lot of people are here for development, and that's probably why this group of people stuck around. Let me, at this point, just show chat on stream. Yeah, so the people who are here for development want to see that content. But then new people come in and they want something else. They don't know exactly what. Maybe like tech opinions or something. Yeah. Tune in simply because of how I saw you use plain tasks back in like 2016 and 2017. Yeah. Dev stuff is fun to watch. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't just say it's boring. I know different strokes for different folks, but I think this is a conclusion for why I'm not keeping as many people on Twitch. That's my guess. But anyway, chat went nuts when I started saying that in terms of volume. Let me see. Talk more than they code. Yeah, I think so. I've tuned into Pirate Software a couple times. I've never seen them code. And they have like 9 or 10,000 viewers. And I think if they were to code, that would drop a bit. And I think if they were to continue to code, and so that the majority of what they're doing is coding, I think it would drop quite a lot. I don't think it would drop down to, 100 viewers at some point. But that's my guess about this, is that development actually hurts the interactivity of the stream. And this is the final spectrum. If I have I don't have those arrows drawn out anymore, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, the final spectrum is this productivity versus interactivity. And I've always steered more toward like this end of the spectrum where I'm mostly productive, but I'm not ignoring chat. And at this end is, I think, or maybe like here or something, is where you need to be if you just want to optimize for like live stream entertainment and viewership. Build your community and don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Empire doesn't code. Well, yeah, like I want to be clear here. We're just talking. I'm not complaining. I like analyzing this stuff, and I like seeing what's the difference between me and somebody else. And I like doing this in a lot of different realms. So for example, if I'm trying to make music, I might look at like, how are other people making music, and how do they make something that works, and how how did they figure that out? What was their process? And I think a lot of people do that same method. And I think a lot of people want like a like a a stamp or a cutout. Maybe that's the wrong thing. Like a stencil for success, a template. That's the best thing. A template for success. And I've seen this in a lot of different avenues. I have done a lot of note taking. I've done a lot of programming. I've done probably some other things on stream, but for note taking and programming for sure, a lot of people ask me like, why do you do what you do and how do you do what you do? And I think they see like, hey, this person looks like they know how to take notes, and sometimes I look like I know how to program. And so they look at that stuff and they're like, I want to copy that. And people want sometimes almost like a shortcut for that. And so the start of that is analyzing where you are and analyzing where this person is where you want to be. Anyway, that's what this is about. So this thing about build your community and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. I mean, I totally agree. This is the goal in the end, but this is a year of experimentation and I want to think about this stuff. And I think this is a very important conclusion to have. Yeah. So Adam, who's your target audience? I mean, we kind of talked about this. I think the target audience is generally people interested in tech. They don't have to be in tech. They should be interested in it. And so I kind of like, I think the person's name is Mark Rober. I should just stop guessing names. Let me just look this up. Yeah, okay. So what I like about this person's content is they make cool stuff that's still digestible. And I like the making cool stuff part. And when I look back at my favorite projects to work on, I liked the first 3 days of Jump Royale. I think that was really, really cool. I liked the Animal Royale game that we made, the Minecraft sheep game that we did. I like the, I don't know, just kind of like random little projects that happen. And to me, I think that's where the most fun is. And making this bot is a different kind of satisfaction, but it's not the exciting stuff. It's not like I don't look back and think, oh man, I want to do that again someday. I look back at that and think, I'm proud of what I did. It's useful. It works. Yeah. This is a coding stream. I mean, this should be a coding stream. It hasn't actually hit that point yet. And part of the reason why is because I decided to talk about this stuff. It's what's been on my mind. And I want to write this conclusion down somewhere. I mean, this typically is a coding stream, right? I don't think people would probably argue with that. If I want to grow on my live streams. Yeah. Here for dev, but not necessary. Hate that word for coding. Yeah, and I think dev encompasses a lot of different things. And when I think about the process for coding, I think of it as design and then prototyping, coding, testing, releasing, maintaining. So I think of that as the whole loop of how you do this stuff. And dev is either people talk about just the coding part or they talk about that whole process. Yeah. Does knowing all these stats and things matter? If you know only 1% stays from a raid, what can you change to make it to 5%? I think the stats on themselves don't tell you how to change that. I think they only tell you whether or not you're there. And so what can you change is something you need to come up with hypotheses and then test it via the stats. And that's generally what people do. And that's what A/B testing is, right? You produce two versions of a website and you say which one got more user retention, let's say, or more signups. And then you're like, oh, this one did. And it's statistically significant. And it turns out, wow, this new flow really helped. And you try to just tweak one variable at a time. It's a lot harder when you're at the size that I am and the resources that I have to do that sort of thing, but you still could. People know what to expect. I don't think development is boring, but knowing what to expect makes it unpredictable. Yeah. And I think that when it comes to branding and just my general activity, I don't want to do 100% development. And that's sort of like what the Botland days were all about, was let's just pretty much develop this game and never stop. Yeah. Hey, Devil. Not ignoring chat. No, I have YouTube chat open and I'm reading it still. Oh yeah, and I totally agree. I think short form content is a funnel for people. and gets you to the point where you're popular. And then you need to think about, what do I want to be popular doing? And I still haven't fully answered that question. Actually watch development, don't know about your channel yet. It could be that. Yeah. You know, a long time ago, back in the day, there would be raids, and it was when I was working on Botland. And with raids, you get a lot of new people, and there's a lot of interest. And so there'd be like a, hey everyone, Botland is an automation game, and I would, you know, I'd do my spiel about this, and people would say, oh, that's cool. Like, how does this work? And I'd demo the game and I'd talk about it. And after maybe about 20 minutes, the people who were here to watch the development of it are like, can you stop talking about this? Can you actually like work on the game? And I was like, oh, okay. And that set the tone for what would happen after a raid. I would say, I'm going to do an intro, then I'm going to steer you toward resources, and then I'm going to get back to what I was doing so you can see what this stream is actually about. And that had to do with the staying power thing that I mentioned. Like, I think people want to engage, they want to chat, they want the interactivity. Raids are kind of weird to base any sort of retention rate to, though. Most people are watching him for his content. Rating you means the influx of viewers interested in his content. Yes, totally. Yeah. And it's something I talk about because of the scenario where I said, imagine you just got 1 million people in your channel. And that scenario is ridiculous. You'll never just get 1 million people dumped in your channel, but you will have raids that dump some people in. So yeah, I probably sort of warped the kernel of truth I wanted to get there a bit. Hey, yo. Yeah. What am I most excited about? So right now, I don't have a lot of content planned. The big thing is the organization course. I've wanted to make this for a while, but this is all offline content. The big online content, I guess I'm interested in. So right now we're working on this YouTube bot, and there's very little excitement here, to be honest. But I see it as a necessity if I'm going to keep streaming on YouTube. And so, and also it's only going to take about 2 more days, I think, assuming I'm actually going to get to coding. Other stuff, I think the next game jam, I think is going to be a lot of fun. Or I should say next jam, which will be a game jam. And I think exploring more content. And so things like the collaborations that I mentioned, oh, the community engagement stuff. We're just starting this out, and I think this is going to be pretty interesting. It'd be cool to hear your opinions on tech news and what's happening. Yeah, I might try that at some point. I've been kind of steering away from it. Portocano writing in your notes in MD and pushing them to a repo per stream, GitHub pages. Oh, these things? These are not intended to be consumable. These are just like, here's what my thoughts are. And if you came in the middle of this, you'd be like, whoa, what is he talking about? Oh, okay. He mentioned a YouTube bot and talked about some jam. Talks about some game jams. The other notes are online already. Like I publish hundreds and hundreds of notes on here. So, I mean, you could just keep expanding any of these and find a whole bunch of different notes. Maybe your new main content can just be a streamer analyzer. I don't think I would find that interesting after all that long. Is the game jam sold? I haven't announced any details yet. It'll probably be next quarter, so sometime between April and June. My idea was supervise one open source project. By supervise, I mean on stream, you teach chat how to participate, push commits. On stream, you review and judge the propositions. One long project, but you don't code or just fix commits. Yeah, and I want to try that at some point. I think that might be the next. So the next jam, as I just mentioned, is going to be a game jam. Then the next jam is probably going to be a code jam. And this one, we're probably going to say will use as a platform for a community project somehow. Question for you, why 2 days? I know you were focused on building a perfect long-term solution. Is this the best API or library? Why wouldn't you mentor folks against that? Build for now, but with knowledge of... Wait, what? I think I am confusing the context of this question. The 2 days is talking about the YouTube bot, right? You mentor folks against that. Stream buffering. Ooh, yeah, it's dropping frames. Huh, that's not good. This is going to affect YouTube and Twitch. No. Oh, man, I thought these problems were fixed. You can hear everything. Yeah, but this is how it started last time too. Then I think the audio started getting worse. It's dropping quite a lot of frames. I mean, you can see here, it's probably about a third of the frames are getting dropped. Now it's back to yellow. If it does get back to green, then I guess we're good. Oh, now it's back to green. Okay, maybe it was just a temporary blip. Should be finding it. I don't think it's my computer when that happens, but it's possible that it is. Yeah, so Josh, I'm not sure I totally understood this. I think the 2 days was about the YouTube thing, but you said, wouldn't you mentor folks against that? Build for now, but with knowledge about the potential future. Yeah, I think I'm missing something. Maybe it's like, why am I not spending longer on it? And the YouTube goals are pretty much just like get commands to work there. And that's it for now. Got to dust out the video card. It's a Mac Studio, so I don't think I can even access anything inside of it, or at least not easily. Okay, so I'm going to get back to this, and we can still have a conversation on this. Keep an eye on the quota page. Oh yeah, this is something we got to do. The meetings in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm going to try to move meeting days too. Where is this here? And I'll write attention, move all of this to a GitHub project so that I don't keep relocating tasks. Yeah. I had taken off Friday afternoons every once in a while, and it was actually 1 out of every 6 weeks was due to 3 meetings that I have with friends. And so I just emailed all of the friends and I said, hey, can we meet some other time, like a night or a weekend? And I just canceled all the meetings. So I shouldn't have to take off Friday afternoons anymore. That's why I had that thing listed there, whatever. I just deleted the afternoon meetings. Actually very curious about this process. Tried to work with YouTube's API for chat and it was extremely limited and impractical. I don't think I'm going to do a novel or drastically better thing. I'm just going to use the API and get something that works. And I don't have very large needs out of this either. Meaning build something that works today, but you can work with in the future. I mean, that is the goal here. I think I'm maybe still missing something. I have a question in your note taking. I notice I take notes after I've done something. Is it correct you're doing it as part of your thought process, dumping your thoughts into the doc and then use it as a guideline to focus thinking? I'd say kind of like 3 ways of note taking. There's this style that you're seeing literally right now. This is like super ephemeral. I'll delete this in maybe like 3 minutes. Then there's the Google Docs stuff. That's more for like sort of ephemeral. This is like it guides the day or the backlog. And then there's the Obsidian stuff. This is the durable notes that I take. So yeah, this is just to get people on the same page as me and organize my thoughts. And a lot of why I do what I do as a streamer is to be able to snap myself back to this. Let's say a raid came in and, you know, chat starts scrolling up by like pages and pages at a time. After I'm done addressing all that, I'll look back over here and be like, oh yeah, I was talking about note taking. And that's why I keep these style of notes. Okay, done with that. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about before we finally move on was this. Just figuring out what videos people want to see. Let me open up my Obsidian notes. Engage privacy mode. I'm going to do this off screen for a sec. Let me just find this. Videos to make. Okay, so here's what I have as ideas for videos I can make. I'm just going to paste in the titles that I came up with. And maybe I'll have people vote on this. This is pretty silly. And then beyond that were some general ideas, which are tutorials or covering what I just learned. E.g., like what I learned about the YouTube chat API, something like that. So I hope some of these at least sound interesting. Let's take a quick poll here. Sorry, it's hard in text to portray. I'd imagine mentor Adam saying, don't spend forever researching instead of building something useful. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And So are you saying you don't think I'm doing that now with the YouTube stuff? Because and by the way, you're totally entitled to say that. I'm not trying to say here's why you're wrong. Here's how I view things. Thursday maybe we started looking into this, just kind of poking around the API. Friday, I think we were using YouTube.js, and then we realized that we can't. Then Monday was pivoting to the base API again, got OAuth tokens, and then what today was supposed to be, at least, and we'll eventually get to, is calling APIs with those tokens. Are not good for building bots. They aren't, yeah, but I mean, I'm still gonna make a bot based on it. I don't think there's really a better way of doing this, since you only have access to their API. You can't use their internal one. You can increase the limit on the number of API calls, though. They allow 10,000 by default, and that should be enough for like a few hours of streaming. And then I just ask them to increase the limit. If they don't increase the limit, yes, then we have a problem, I think. Then I have to cut the polling rate back by some factor of like 2 or 3. Do you think it's a good idea to stream your plans on how to entertain viewers? I think this targets content creators while actually doing the thing entertaining targets the viewers. Am I done for this opinion? This is, okay, so this is a man who, and this being me, this stream is about a man who doesn't know what he's doing. I think that's the important thing to portray here. Talking about content creation, I think, is not something that only appeals to content creators, but it's something that's been on my mind, and I try to talk about what's on my mind, and chat usually helps me process that. And I've gotten some good insights even on this stream. So yeah. How often do you really need to pull? Well, it's how fast you want the bot to be able to respond. So imagine this: someone types today in chat, and now the bot takes waits for some time, and then it finally responds with the message. So how long is okay here? And it's like, if this took 5 seconds, I'd be like, yeah, that's reasonable, whatever, it's not instantaneous. If this took a minute, you'd be like, well, maybe 10 other chat messages happened in between. And yeah. Their form to fill out for extending the API is not usable. They want all your design docs and 500 characters in the form. I mean, I can still provide that stuff. Alternatively, I could just ask some people I know at Google to see if there's an internal route for this. But anyway, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't think we're investing too much time. And I mean, ideally, when all said and done, this would have been about a week. And then I'll have a bot working, and who knows, maybe 2 months from now, I'm not even streaming on YouTube anymore, although that's probably not going to be the case. Returns a date when a call. Yeah, it has a like a next time millis or something. Yeah, the problem with scraping the website is that they expressly forbid it. They're like very clear about not allowing that. The YouTube terms of service have it's not this page. It's something else. Yeah, this one. Yeah, they're super clear about this. You and your API clients must not encourage, enable, or requires others to scrape the applications, obtain scrape data. Yeah, they're very clear about that. Yeah, conditionally pull. Yeah, but even to figure out if I'm live requires polling. How does Nightbot handle YouTube? They just have a higher quota. Is WebSocket an option? No, they don't expose a public WebSocket. Could have a debounce delay. When that happens, you send a private message to the one asking it. I don't know if private messages even exist on YouTube. And I don't think we're going to find an interesting solution, just to be clear. I think what's going to happen here is I'm just going to do exactly what you see. We're just going to make API requests until we're limited. And then we're going to request an increase to the limit. And if it's approved, then great, we're done. If it's not approved, then we lower the polling time. Either way, we probably never touch this again. You sync your command database with Nightbot. Yeah, that's true. That's the fallback that we would have here. No PM on YouTube. Is there private messaging on YouTube? I don't think there is. Why can't I type this? There we go. Just monitor YouTube chat yourself and then send a command. I mean, that also kind of works. We just make like 20 people moderators in chat. Anyway, I had said I wanted to poll on this. I want to poll on this, so let's go take a poll. Pick your favorite video title, or no, pick video you want to see the most. So you can only pick one. Let's copy paste these in. Oh, you can't fit them all? Oh my God. I'm just gonna do this then. Oh man, this sucks. Stupid, sucky polling. And that's it. That's all we're allowed. So fine. Oh boy. All right, fine. There we go. There's the poll. Google has a live streaming chat API. Yeah, they have the API for YouTube, if that's what you're talking about. It's just not great for actual live stream chat scenarios. Use API keys from volunteers. I never thought about that. This is an innovative way to solve the problem, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Plus, it's probably also against the terms of service. Okay, so what do people, we got like 20 seconds left, I guess. I don't know if you can see the number of seconds or just this bar. I'll just wait for this to finish. But yeah, how I cured doom scrolling. The most clickbaity title. Actually, it really is about what I did to minimize it. Totally agree. Smart guy. Yeah, that's me. Ah, I see. All right, so the winner is this one. Okay, so we're gonna write this down. This one got 10 votes. This got 9 votes. This got 2 votes. And then these each got 0. Okay, so there they are in order. Yeah, I want to keep this in mind for next week. Video ratings. You know what we're probably going to do? I have an idea for Monday now. Monday is going to be research the 0000 video on stream so that I can get input, then make the video on Tuesday. I want to see how that goes. Which API am I using? I'm using the YouTube Data v3 API. Okay, so figure out which videos people want to see. We're done with that. Write in my notes about how to get these. We're going to do this just some other day. And that's it. We're finally at the bottom of all of this. How long has it been? Only an hour and 9 minutes. All right, it's time to take a break. So if you're on Twitch, you can play this. If you're on YouTube, here's a link to the Twitch chat. And for those who've never seen this, it's very simple. There are only 2 commands. One is to join the game, and the other is to jump. You type J, you type a number, and that's it. And the number is from -90 to 90, and the rest you'll figure out. Is it jump time? It's jump time. everybody. I spent the entirety of the break petting Abby. She is so cute. Adam, one more thought on growth. People come back to variety streamers for the streamer, not for the games they play. Yes, the game choice is important, but nothing without the personality of the streamer. So keep engaging your viewers and be yourself, and I think you'll continue to grow. You already have a large channel relative to the majority of streamers. Keep going. You're doing great. Well, thank you, Minkler. Hang on one sec. Close the game. Okay, let's show chat on screen. Yeah, so I agree with the whole people watch variety streamers for the streamer, and then some portion of them are watching for whatever they happen to be doing at the time. I think this is kind of the important thing that I've come to the conclusion of lately. Let me show these two things. Is that whole conclusion about development is not interactive. something like that. I'm phrasing this wrong, but the whole, if I'm going to be developing, I'm going to essentially have chat die for that time and become maybe less interested, and other people become more interested. But I think if I want to pursue the majority of viewers, I want to intersperse more interactivity. Anyway, it's about time we got to some development. So yeah, I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I took a lot longer doing it than I thought. And I don't know, maybe that's one of the ways that the stream changes a little bit, is I'm like, you know what, for half an hour every 2 hours, I'm like, let's just chat about stuff. So write get YouTube tokens, it fetches my access and refresh tokens and stores them in the database. So we got this working. I guess we need to go start everything up again. Package, database, pnpm watch, and then abbott package bots and pnpm start. So this is not get YouTube tokens. Where is get YouTube tokens? It's this, and I think I just printed them out to the command line. Yeah. So I need to save these to the database. You can still engage chat while coding. You can, yeah. And I try to do that as much as possible, but you can't have these like sweeping discussions and still code, because I think that's too much context you have to keep in your head. Would splitting the screen vertically in half be an option to separate new players so they can actually enjoy the game? Yeah, it would be, I guess. I think the first minute of the game is how you can learn playing it, and then same thing with the end of the game. So I don't know if there's a problem there. And it might be confusing seeing kind of both screens. Hey, Funky Monkey. So fetch the channel name and ID, save into the database. So the saving in the database part, I guess, has to come with getting the channel ID and name. There was an API for this. It's this API. We need to eventually call this. Relatively few streamers actively coding on streams. It's an untapped area. I don't think it's untapped. Like for like 4 years, I streamed mostly developing, and I kind of know what that growth looked like. Okay, information about a channel. Call channels list to retrieve information about a particular channel. There are a few ways to identify the channel. Set mind true to retrieve information for the currently authenticated user's YouTube channel. Set for username to retrieve information for the channel associated with that username. This example sets for username to Google to retrieve information out of the official one, and set ID. Okay, so I want for username. Yeah, and I could do mine, but I don't know if the token's always gonna be mine. So this is what we need to call, and we need to call it with a token, and the token is something I probably should save so I can continue to use it. So I could call this right now and I could get the tokens. And if I'm going to do that, I could save them somewhere. And then the access token should be good for some amount of time, probably long enough for me to test this on this stream. So maybe I'll go do that. Hey, Andorn. Yeah, I'll go do that. Code, how do we do the first one of these? Called get tokens. It's something that's mentioned in the readme, get tokens. Yeah, so I want this called from the bots directory. Okay, so getting YouTube tokens. CD packages /bots. Okay, so let's go try that out. Whoops. Ignore that. Oh, I forgot to write the word YouTube in here. Cannot find module. Oh, right. That's not supposed to be there. This is why you write readmes. Okay, so it gave me a URL. I need to go to this URL off screen. Give me a sec. Okay, then I click this, and then I click this. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Abbott already has some access. See the two services Abbott has access to? I guess this is fine. Okay, cool. So I got tokens. And when do they expire? There's a date in here. Let's see what that date is. Unix time converter. Wednesday, February 28th. That's today at 6 p.m. GMT. So my time zone is 10:55 a.m. So they last for an hour. Okay, that's... Oh, it says right here. Yeah, that's not a long time, but I guess it's enough to be able to try this. So if I want to do this, I need... Yeah. And the problem with calling with a refresh token right now is I'm not actually saving this yet. I just want to test out these APIs. So I need to go take this information from somewhere. This is main and it just calls get tokens, right? So I want to do something like get channel information. And we're going to pass in process.m.access token. What else do we need to do this? I guess let's look at get tokens. We make an OAuth 2 out of these things. We don't need the redirect. Yeah, what? I'll just look at the documentation. YouTube chat API, I guess. They have samples, yeah. This is not what I want by a sample. No, yeah, what I want is I want to see how they set up the client to call this, but I guess that's part of the Google APIs thing. So let's go look at that. Tokens, here it is. Okay, so OAuth 2 client set credentials. So we make a client no matter what. I guess the redirect URI is just not going to matter. And we call set credentials on this thing. And then handle refresh tokens. Oh boy, this is... Oh man. I should stop complaining. Okay, so we're going to make a new function now. Export function get channel information. And we're going to need to call this eventually. And at some point, we're going to need to call this. Okay, so how do we want this to work? We want an OAuth 2 client that we can use for many different things. And get tokens is one small part of this. And so I guess all we really need to do is save that to the database. So I need to make a YouTube API thing. And that's what we have here. So making this out of the client secret, client ID, redirect URI. I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. Working on a centralized chat client or what? I'm just trying to get my bot to respond on YouTube, which means I need to read chat messages and then be able to send chat messages. And so that's what we're doing. There are a couple other tiny portions of this, but it's mostly just that. So we could make something here like make OAuth 2 client. This would take in all these things that we see here, and it would just return this. Yeah. Okay, now what does it think is... Oh, this doesn't exist. Could be useful if you wanted to get a channel name as a default action and automatically log in. I think here's the flow that I'm considering is that as a manual step at some point, you need to do get YouTube tokens, and this will prompt you to log in. It'll then save the tokens to the database. Then as the automated steps, you just run the bot, and then it uses the tokens from the database and knows how to refresh. Yeah. Hey, War Eagle on YouTube now. Haven't seen you on Twitch today already. So this must be brand new. So this client has a way of setting the tokens in it. If we do OAuth2.set credentials, yeah. So this is how we would set this. Do we even need this? Is there another way to make an OAuth2? I guess we could just look at it by F12ing into here. OAuth2. There is type of OAuth2 client. There's the constructor. It takes in options. What are the options? Client ID, client secret, redirect, endpoints, issuers. Okay, so you always need this information, and then you call set credentials. Yeah. Okay, I mean, not too bad. So now we could replace this with the API call I just made, make OAuth2 client. It's supposed to be over here, OAuth2 client, delete all that stuff. Then import this, I guess. All right, so same thing over here. We want to make a client if we don't already have one, set the credentials to the tokens. So this is information that should be accessible from the YouTube API itself, or we should make one client and then use it everywhere. And I think we should go with the make one client thing. Hey, bro. So how do I want to do this? I need to pass it this information, and I get an OAuth2 thing, which I'm then passing around. And over here, that's fine. But then how do I want to do this from the bot code? Bot code would probably just save its OAuth2 client that gets made and pass it in everything. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm happy with this. Oh, we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. All right, so then this would not exist. Get tokens would just take in the OAuth2 client. And what does this return? It has no inferred type, cannot be named without a reference to that. This is likely not portable. A type annotation is necessary. Yeah, I mean, this is an OAuth2 that this returns, right? I guess it was saying that it can't be that. Can we export type OAuth2 is this? Does not satisfy the constraint. I don't need return type. Can't I just say this? Yeah. And then missing the following properties, prototype, etc. I guess this should be OAuth2 client. Can I specify that? Okay. This still isn't going to work though, because this is going to be... Actually, wait, couldn't I have just said this? I can't find namespace. It's very confusing. Yeah. What does the redirect URI do? So this all has to do with the OAuth flow that you have. So typically you have, and what are the names of these things? I wrote this all in my OAuth notes. Yeah, relying parties. Anyway, imagine this. Imagine you have your site uses Twitter for authentication. And so you go to your site, example.com, and there's a login with Twitter button. And what that does is it redirects you to Twitter, and it says something like, okay, choose your identity and everything. then Twitter needs to send a code back to your site. And so the way it does this is it looks up what your redirect URI is, and that'll be something like example.com/auth/ whatever, receive code. I'm just making something up here, and then code equals, and then a whole bunch of garbage here. Your site, now that you're back on it, would take this code and would know then what the next step is to do to get your credentials. So the redirect URI is for going from once you're logged in to back to your site. Type of OAuth2.OAuth2 client. The OAuth2 part, I guess there's this. OAuth2 client. What? This isn't even a thing? Man, I find this stuff very hard to figure out. Export declare class auth plus. Do I have access to auth plus? Oh, I do. So I could just say OAuth2 here, right? Can I access because that's a type but not a namespace? Do you mean to retrieve the type of the property? Yes. Does that work? Now it says it's missing those properties though. I don't know how that's possible. Declare class OAuth2 client. Type of OAuth2 client, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I always find this very difficult to figure out. Like in this case, this thing is an OAuth2 client. I guess, we could type that here, although I don't think it's going to fix anything. Okay, it says it doesn't exist on here. It exists somewhere else. Where is this somewhere else? It's just a class that gets exported. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. OAuth2 client doesn't exist, right? Yeah. Huh. Well, I could work around this. I don't want to do that exactly. I wanted to get a client that I could then pass into any other function, and I just can't figure out how to make this the proper return type. Go with the auth.oauth2. And why can't I use just this thing? This is a function that returns an OAuth2 client. So weird. I don't want to, I guess I could just use any here, but I don't want to do that. I don't even know what I would cast it as to get rid of errors because I'd have this problem on caller side too. And I want functions that take this type in. So I'm going to need to specify this somewhere. Maybe they have example code somewhere I could take a look at. Where does it live? It's in the Google APIs thing somewhere. But I guess it's not exported. And so there's some way that I'm supposed to do this. They have an examples thing, samples, YouTube. Technically I don't need to search through this for that. I need to search through, I want TypeScript code. And is any of this even in TypeScript? I guess some part of it has to be. Yeah, it says 99.5% TypeScript. And yet why in, oh, the samples aren't TypeScript? Wait, isn't that also impossible, or else this couldn't have been 99.5% TypeScript then? Because all I see is JavaScript here. Is this actually TypeScript? No. What's this? TypeScript, how to reference the unexported OAuth2 client. Found this looking for the same answers. Here's an example that answers a question. Auth.OAuth2 client. And what did I have that was close? I had auth plus. So did this work? Cannot find auth. That's fine. Oh my God. Okay, thank you, Yo. Ugh. What a, what an annoyance that was. Okay, let's write that somewhere. There was a TypeScript directory. Okay, well maybe I would have eventually found it through that, I guess. So YouTube API, TypeScript, specific information. The type of an OAuth 2 client is this. Great. Wow. Well, that was quite the struggle for something very easy. All right. Well, now we have the OAuth 2 client, and now we can pass that anywhere we need it. So the same thing would happen over here, and we want to change what uses this. So now I want to change this to be over here. We want this to be exported. Yes. That should work. Yeah. And then get tokens is going to take in the client rather than this stuff. So these parameters change, and then get tokens changes to take in an OAuth 2 client, which is of type whatever the heck that thing was. What is it? Here it is. And maybe we should export that type. That might be a smart thing to do. All right, then we delete this. And we're good. Ooh. All right. So next step is we pass in one of these things over here. We delete this. We set credentials on it. So we need the tokens. And I guess that's something that this could do. But it makes me wonder how much of this should be in the database code and how much should be here. I guess we can just do it here. Fine. Set credentials, tokens. This thinks it's in any type. Unsafe argument. I don't believe this. We don't need this here. And we technically need this to be somewhere. And this needs access to the database. Oh, I didn't think about this. So when we get a new token, we need to save it in the database. That means that when we make an OAuth 2 client, it either needs a callback of how to save to the database, which I guess we could do. Yeah, probably want to do that at some point. Okay, let's write this down over here then. Make sure we update refresh tokens in the database for the bot. So we should probably pass in a callback of how to deal with the tokens. We'll get there. We will get there. Yeah. Think of this as a library that someone else provided and what I'd want from that. Okay, so now where is this? This was pulled incorrectly. Good. Why is there a problem over here then? This I find unusual. It can't think this is an any, right? Does it eat API points? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I doubt it. It's not something specific to that API, and I think the quotas are for the APIs. Or maybe it eats points in some other portion of the project, but I doubt it's for the API level stuff. I don't see the problem. Yeah, I'm gonna do this even though I don't think this is the issue. Did it just magically fix everything? Are you kidding me? No, it didn't. Oh, actually, nope, there it goes. OAuth 2 client and get tokens. OAuth 2 client. Yeah, weird. Weird. I don't know what the problem is here. Maybe I'm not returning it from here. No, I am. I'm not sure. Been a while, and I unsubbed for some reason, but good luck with your stream. Your channel helped a lot when I was going through some coding job stuff. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, unfollowed. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't streaming for like 3 years, so that might have been why you unfollowed, or maybe I was doing some content you didn't end up liking at the time, but I'm back now. And welcome back. Did you end up making it through the stress successfully? Oh man, what is wrong here? We take in the client, we don't need to return anything here. Oh, can't find redirect URI. Yeah, this is an issue. So I guess we pass this in. And then in get tokens, we need to pass that into redirect URI. Okay, we're getting a little bit closer, I think. Yeah, that should be everything that we needed for that. This is so that we could set this up at the same port. I do technically also take the path out of here. This is hard coded, so this is just a bad idea. Yeah, to do OAuth 2 callback shouldn't be hard coded since it has to match redirect URI. End up working at Google? Yeah. Remember back when I was super stressed about getting into FANG, but thankfully I did some index fund investing and I'm very well off now. Nice, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if you saw the message just above, but this is the message, and it links to this, and this has a whole video on my answer for that question. I know it's a little bit of redirection there. Hey, Clip. Okay, so now this function has no errors, and this one just says it's not used, which I don't really care about yet. But then why is this a problem still? I still don't understand this. Get token should take in an OAuth 2 client, yeah. And just still thinks this isn't any value, and I just don't get it. If I said as... Oh wait, is it because maybe I need to expose this type? I'm gonna just do this. Export type OAuth 2 client equals auth.oauth 2 client. I don't think this can be the problem. Yeah. Does that fix anything? Probably not. No, it doesn't. And what if I did this here? If I did this part, it should work. Even that doesn't. I don't know what's going on. Build perhaps, or watch? What would I be building though? And the only watch thing that I have is for the database. Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God. Oh, it hurts. I forgot to set up the watch thing. Oh, I feel so stupid. Oh man. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Darkstorm. Oh man. All right. I forgot I made a whole other package. This is... Oh man. Hey, Crows. Okay. I think that should just fix everything. Yeah. Does it? Now I just restart this and the red squigglies go away. Oh my goodness. For linking and organizing my notes, I wrote a website that was a simple front end, back end, has a simple form that saves to a database for every branch of URL extension that someone types. For linking, I think, are you just talking about something like this? Because I have a site for publishing all my notes already. But you mentioned a contact page. That's probably slightly different from what I'm talking about. Okay, did this fix it? This assertion is unnecessary. Yeah, wow, great. All right. Well, now we can stop exporting that type too. All right, so this is now an auth.oauth. We actually might need that type on the outside at some point. Yeah, we're going to. Yeah, we're going to. So I probably should actually do things the way I had it here. Yeah. And now this is not a problem anymore. Hooray! Hooray! Yeah, thanks, Darkstorm. I just forgot all about that. I should put that in the README. Yeah, go to root YouTube API. Yeah. Oh, is there a command again? Oh, sorry, Phoenix. Yeah. Rag search. What is that? Retrieval augmentation generation. Yeah, I haven't done anything like that. Similar to that, but my website is easier to make pages on the fly and easier to link them. So instead of cluttering the URL path name with notes, devices, and other stuff, it's just the topic of the node at hand. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. Like it might be the same content, but I'd have adamlearns.com/ whatever, Python or something. I could do that. I could just set up some redirects, but this matches the directory structure I have for my notes over here. And that way the links are predictable and you can navigate them pretty easily. And also, I'm pretty happy with what I've got for this. I think this is fine. And most people are probably just going to use the search anyway and type something like YouTube here. And oh, I never uploaded the new notes, so never mind. Trying to build a vector database for a shopping assistant chatbot for work. Yeah, that stuff is really going to help. Although Amazon, before AI has really been sort of made as widespread as it is, it's probably already been doing something sort of similar. But yeah, imagine every little shopping site also having that. By the way, I don't mean to imply that your shopping site might be little or that, whatever, but I just mean it'd be nice when these things spread to the rest of the internet. All right, so now we can finally call the API, right? So at this point, we need to make sure that we have the tokens. I wonder if there's a way to do that. Is there like has credentials? Because there's a set credentials. What does this do? There's get access token. A promise that resolves with the current GCP access token. If it's expired, a new one is retrieved. I just want to see if it has the credentials. I guess there's no easy way to do that. And I guess it doesn't really matter because if you don't have the credentials, it's going to fail anyway. So might as well just fail at the API call instead of right when you get into this function. Okay, well, fine. So what's the API we're trying to call here? I have it open in a tab. It is this. How do we copy this? Okay, so for this, we need to just make API call, export function, make API call. So what we want, I'm just going to make this hard coded to this for right now. So const URL equals. All right. And then for username is going to be Adam Learns Live. No, Adam Learns. I don't have the live on YouTube. Good. Yeah. So that's it. Now we can delete this and we can call make API call. Await that. Async this. All right. Oh, wait. I don't even need to do this, right? Isn't this the whole point of what Google exposes in their thing? Google dot somewhere in here. YouTube dot. Well, it's not in there. Oh, wait. Is there a. Am I supposed to do this? Okay. Channels dot list. Yeah, that. And then I pass in some stuff. Does this actually exist? It does. Oh. So we don't need the URL, and we just need to figure out what list takes in. What does it take in? Params. Channels list. And then options. We take in a for username. Channel associated with a handle or the... I don't know what the difference between these two things is. A YouTube handle or a YouTube username. I guess we'll just try the username one for now. Category ID, host language, don't care about these things. What else is required? Nothing. Yeah. Handle can be customized. But can't your username be customized? Am I still working on the Godot game? If you mean Jump Royale, I guess that's kind of ongoing, but in a very low-key way. Mostly make storage solutions and max enter peripherals and stuff. I see. Well, I mean, most shopping sites are smaller than Amazon, but to say that they're small could potentially be insulting if you're, equating it with some random person's merch site that sells like 2 t-shirts. The handle might be the app part. Yeah, then I guess this would be fine. We'll just find out. If I say for username, Adam learns. Okay, so now this is going to have some results. And I'm just going to print these results. JSON, stringify, results, key, and then 2, yeah. Results from the channels.list API call. Yeah, so this is just going to be hard coded for now, but the problem is this doesn't even take in credentials or an OAuth client. I guess Google uses one OAuth client. How does that even make sense? Yeah, it must have some cache internally that stores this by your client ID in secret. And so you just call this once and you're done. Oh, I don't know. We're going to find out. The username is what you search for in the search bar. Can they be the same in that case? Oh, username is Adam Space Learns? Because I'm learning in space? Are there any params off? Let's find out. I don't think I saw any though. There are options, I suppose. What are the options? Root URL, HTTP2. No, I don't care about those. And here, nope, no auth stuff. Well, we'll figure it out. All right, so we have make API call. This is based on tokens, which I guess haven't fully expired, but are kind of about to expire. So then over here, what we're going to do is use this information and just call get channel information. So const, actually just await this. I think we'll be fine. And then async this part. All right, now cannot find that, update it. Expected an argument. Oh, because of the client, which I apparently don't even need. This is a lot of water right here. You gotta do it. Gotta stay hydrated. Pretty sure auth 2 works by setting authorization header. Wasn't sure if they had a param. I think they must be doing something themselves for this, but I'll see pretty soon how this works. This says unexpected await of a non-promise, but this says that it's an async, and then we await this call. So why is it doing that? Probably failed the build. I mean, I see some errors, but I don't think these are really errors. Get tokens just has this as a problem. And this is currently not used. YouTube get tokens. We'll just fix these. Oh, it doesn't know how to fix those. Okay, so now there are no errors there. So why is this still an issue? The list function takes in auth options. Did I just miss that? I guess. I'm not sure. All right, well, whatever. Like I said, we'll just try this and see what happens. Okay, so now let's stop printing out the tokens. That would be not very smart. Where am I printing out the tokens? Console.log. Must be over here. Yeah, here. Okay, how about this? We'll just say receive tokens. And I will manually write down what this contains, although I don't think we need to. Access token, refresh token, scope, token type, expiry date. Yeah. Nice. Thanks, AI. Good alley-oop there. Okay, so now I call this again, and I'm going to just see what happens. Does it work? Oh, I got to go log in again. Oh, my God. All right, logging in. I hit continue, and it did nothing. Oh man, why would it do nothing though? It has to print something, right? Because it didn't show a failure. That's strange. Maybe I'll put a console.log here. Receive tokens, calling set credentials, and then calling. Normally I debug this, but if I show that on screen, I'm probably going to leak tokens anyway, so I'm just going to do it this way for now. And then that calls make API call, which calls in a channels list, and then we print the results. And all that happened on my case is it called into my callback. Oh, it never even said receive tokens, which I guess was always there. What did I do wrong? Go to this URL, go to this, yeah, that printed out. And then maybe I messed this up. Passing in the redirect URI. Yeah, it never, oh, it did say done. I got, oh, process and exit, oh my God. Get rid of that. Give me a over 7 bounds. Do you share things like about your personal life? It's interesting to tie someone with your character and relate it to decision making in my own life. Things like family, home purchase, children, wife, mortgage, investments. I don't think you're ever overstepping your bounds by just asking a question. I do share some things about my personal life. And I'm not going to just list all those things out right now, but there are a lot of things I don't necessarily share. So things like investments or mortgage, I'm not going to talk about. But I mean, as far as the other ones, like I have a wife and we don't plan on having kids and we just got a cat. Look at her little face. The cat also counts as a kid? Okay, then yeah, one kid. Don't tempt chat. Well, people have asked me all sorts of very personal things. And I just say, hey, that's too personal. I don't usually get mad about it. I think if someone were just ignoring that, there was someone years ago who was like, can we see a picture of your wife? And then months later, they showed up again. And I'm like, haven't you asked me this before? They're like, no. And I pulled up the chat message showing that they asked it before. They just slinked away into the darkness. So yeah, don't ask the same question over and over if I say I wasn't comfortable answering one time. But other than that, we're fine. How many toes do I have? 14. Favorite flavor of ice cream? Ooh. That's incredibly challenging to answer. I had some cinnamon gelato before that was pretty good. But like the favorite common enough flavor is probably something fruity. I don't know, cherry and something. Or like black raspberry. Something like that. Ever had coffee ice cream? Yeah, so I don't have caffeine anymore, but coffee ice cream is probably my favorite back when I was having coffee. 14 toes, so you only have 4 feet. Yeah, coffee ice cream is really good. Okay, so now we're no longer exiting out of this. This shouldn't, yeah, so let's try this out again. Why did I quit caffeine? I think I have a caffeine command, but I don't know if yeah, that has the answer right there. Yeah, wow. 2011, so it's been like 13 years since I've had caffeine. Other than the, incidental caffeine that exists in chocolate or whatever, I'm not monitoring that. Okay, missing required parameters part. What does that mean? Part. That sounds like something I actually need for the list call. Part, yeah, here it is. There's a question mark, so I thought it wasn't required. Part parameter specifies a comma-separated list of one or more channel resource properties that it will include. If the parameter identifies a property that contains child properties, it will be included in the response. For example, in a channel, okay, so I want like the name and the channel ID, I guess. It's been 15 seconds since I've had caffeine. Wow, you've given it up for a very long time. So not even decaf? No, I don't drink decaf. Do I only drink water? I mean, I mostly drink water. I also did something a little while ago that's going to sound probably a little crazy to people. But this blog post, reducing sugar. So I got, over the course of, what was this year? 2023, yeah. So over the course of 2023, I slowly cut down the amount of sugar I was taking in until it's now down to Wednesdays and Saturdays. So today is a sugar day, for example. So yeah, occasionally I'll have like a smoothie or something, but can't give up coffee. Yeah. Yeah, I don't drink tea either. My wife is very disappointed by that, by the way. She's like, we can go explore coffee shops if only you like coffee. We still go to coffee shops. It's just she's the only person to get coffee there. They cut out sugar in place of a sweetener and then cut it out. Now back sometimes with sugar. I think sugar is just dangerous for me. I have no self-control. Or rather, I should say it this way. My self-control is very like black and white. If I say no sugar on a particular day, and by the way, when I say no sugar, it's like no added sugar for stuff. I'm not monitoring like, okay, I can't have, I don't know, whatever, something with, I'm not going to give examples. It doesn't matter. I'm not like being very strict about that part, but it's easy enough for me to do that. It's not easy for me to say like, okay, I can take in whatever, 10 grams of sugar or something. Can't do that. But the sugar and everything, right? Yeah. So that's, okay, here's a good example, like bread. Bread in America, it's really hard to get sugar-free bread, which probably sounds crazy to people in other countries. But most sliced bread will have at least like a gram or two of sugar. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to stop eating bread, but I've never been like, man, I'm really hungry for something sweet. I'm going to go get a slice of bread. So that has never been a problem for me. Yeah. You need brain fuel. Sugar is good. Yeah, like I said, it's not zero. Literally sugar. What about honey? Yeah, if something has honey added to it, I try to avoid it as well, at least on the non-sugar days. No, cake comes with sugars. They didn't add anymore. This reminds me of Will Ferrell in The Office just scooping up a handful of cake and shoving it in his mouth. It's not no more honey sticks. It's honey sticks on certain days of the week. Okay, let's just get this one thing working. I want to figure out what part is supposed to be. Where do they detail this method? What are valid things that part can be? Part. So I want the ID. And what else did I say? Channel ID and name. Where's the name? I mean, I know I passed in the name to get it, but what if I don't in the future? Audit details, branding settings, content details, probably content owner details. So this and ID. Part. So ID and content owner details. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's go try this. Then I can take a break. Give me a sec. I'm authenticating off screen because just in case anything goes wrong here and it shows information I don't want to share. Whoa, what in the world? It just spewed a ton of information. What is this? Request failed with status code. Where's the code? Method doesn't allow unregistered callers. Please use API key or other form of API consumer identity. What? Are you kidding me? How are you supposed to do this? Okay, whatever. I'm going to take my break and then we'll look at how we're supposed to do this, I guess, when I get back. So where I left off, figure out how I'm supposed to authenticate. Look for an example. Call failed because there were no auth details. Well. Look at you over here. There is an auth parameter. Oh, that must be something that's part of everything, I guess. What is auth actually equal to? It passes in an OAuth too. Okay, well, look at that. Thank you, yo. All right. Well, I'm still going to take my break. Today, right? What a day. All right. I'll be back in a little bit. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey again, everybody. Close the game. So I have a very fun poll, the results of which are probably not going to matter after a short amount of time. Which ring should Adam wear? All right, so we have red, black, navy, olive, and gray. All right, so here are the colors. Can I show these in this camera? I guess this isn't going to matter too much. And I don't know how visible they even are. But 5 colors, because my current ring, the blue one, which was my favorite one, is almost completely torn now. So start poll, and let's figure this out. And like I said, none of this matters because eventually my wife is going to vote, and she's going to override all of you. So let's see if you can vote for whatever my wife would vote for. Here, I will show them all. Not even really showing up with all the right colors here. Easy winner here, let's go. Well, red and olive are in the lead. And I feel bad about this. Part of the whole reason I got this, by the way, I had a titanium ring and I was just terrified of getting degloved. So I got this and now there's no risk of that. But yeah, it's like nearly torn. And I can't easily show the tearing on here unless I were to fully rip this apart right now. They're, I think, silicone. What are these made out of? Silicone, yeah. I'm not degloving my keyboard. Okay, so both red and olive won. All right, so just spam chat with your choice, and whichever one seems to show up more, that's what we're going with. Red, olive, red, 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 olive, olive, gray. Okay, I will go with red, I guess. So fine. Oh, this is much sturdier than the one I've been wearing for 2 years. It's also, it feels much tighter on my finger. Okay, there. New ring. Now let's put all these other ones back in the package. So 6 rings cost something like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks. Should last about 10 years. That looks whack. Why? I guess because it's bright red and you're not used to having red rings. Hey, Dordu. Okay, so where I left off was this. Looks like I have a raw skin circle. You'll get used to it. Unless you don't have to get used to it because my wife ends up choosing a different one. So Yo is up to 11 points. How are people going to catch up to that? So we pass in auth, which happens to be an OAuth 2 client, I think. So here we take in auth, OAuth 2 client. We pass in auth. Then we go change every single API that this is. Why did that not work? Yeah, here, this should take an auth. This should take an auth. And finally, the call over here should take in the client. Okay, I think that should work now. Wife is going to pick olive, I'm sure of it. That's a pretty good guess. You know, I got my wife a gift. I got her a mug for, I think, Christmas. And what was really stupid about this is the color I thought she would want was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna make up a number, like $50. And there was another color that I thought she might like that was less than half. And I don't mind paying extra for colors of things, but I don't want to pay like 30 bucks more for a color of something. So I ended up getting the purple one, and she's like, I'm not a, or no, I got her some other color, I think. And she's like, I'm not a fan of this color. And I was like, oh, so I should have gotten the olive. And she's like, I'm not a fan of olive anymore. And I'm like, how can you not be a fan of a color anymore? I had never heard of this. The colors I like, I've pretty much liked for my whole life, I guess. So that's when I learned that was even possible. Okay, did this work this time around? Results from calling this API. Yeah, it looks like it worked. Okay, so here's what we got from this. Probably shouldn't have shared that. I'll just go revoke the token. Yeah, so wait a sec. What? This is the request? Where's the response? What did I even just do? This should call into this, which logs the results of the API call, which is after awaiting it. Which should have returned, I guess, the channel ID in here somewhere. Do we see Adam learns? Only in what I specified. The data's empty. Total result 0. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so that's a good thing to note. By the way, I'm not super concerned about revoking that token because you don't have the secret. And even if you have the secret, I mean, this can only access this one API, and I'm about to revoke it pretty soon. So I want this data. Okay, so that means Adam Learns is not the right username, and maybe we should have done for handle. Yeah, it might have been at Adam Learns. I don't know. We'll have to check it out. There's no reason to change your opinion. Okay, let's go figure out how to revoke a token. GCP revoke OAuth. Actually, I guess it shouldn't even matter, right? This is only usable for my email address too. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. Whatever. It's going to just... Okay. Let me try this again. And let me go authenticate and do this and do this. Oh, hey, there we go. It worked. Okay, so we got back. Content owner details has nothing. Presumably, I can only do that on my own channel. And then ID is this. So we can delete this stuff. So is that the ID that I need? Excuse me. Actually, why do I need this at all? I guess I'm authenticating as myself. Yeah, maybe this. Oh, no. I know why I need this. I need the YouTube ID so that I can get the name associated with the channel so I can save that in the database. Right. Yeah, so then maybe I should specify that this is my channel. Mine true. Let's see if that returns something different. And I'll just write a note here or somewhere. Content owner details was blank without specifying mine true. And maybe it's still blank. I still want to go try this out. So I'm going to do this again. Give me a sec. All right, continue. Okay, so now it gave me an error. Incompatible parameters. Mine and for handle. Oh, right. Oh my God. All right, let's try again. All right. I'll copy paste it on the screen once it is ready. It still doesn't have details. Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same response as before. Which is this. What is content owner details then? It looks like it needs on behalf of content owner. Is that really a parameter? This parameter is intended exclusively, oh, for partners. I'm not a partner. Okay, well, I don't care about that. I just wanted to get, how do I get my my name out of this thing? I mean, I know I have to specify the channel handle, but there's got to be a way to get the username, right? They have what is shown. Adam Learns. There are handles. Yeah, I want to get what's shown. Do you need to add something like details full? Is that a thing that exists here? No, I don't see it. Huh. Maybe it's another part that I'm not getting? Yeah, it must be that. Okay, what else do we have? Content details. It could be that, or it could be branding settings. Let's just get all of these things. Hey, Yan Yan. Is this for the chat message or the channel? It's the channel. Yeah, I'm going to try specifying these other things and see if this returns it. So I don't care about this one. So branding settings, and what are the other ones? Content details. And snippet, I guess. Might as well. What is snippet? So stupid. So stupid. I think snippet is maybe actually what I wanted this whole time. Okay, let me try this now. And whatever one contains the names, what we end up wanting. Hey, Mitch. Okay, authenticating. It's taking a long time. There we go. Click continue. All right. Yeah, there. I got it. I got it. All right, let me see if I can show you this now. Okay. So here's all the data. Did I get a new ring? I'm dying. I'm dying, chat. Oh my God. Yes, I did. I have a bag of rings over here, and my other one was just about to snap off, and you're the first person to notice. Well, the first person wasn't here. Very funny to me. Took hardly any time whatsoever. All right, so we got the page info items. So snippet contains the title. I guess title is my text that shows up right there. Title of the channel, essentially. Then description, custom URL, some thumbnails, a localized title. Interesting that it says localized, but it doesn't actually have a locale here. Okay. What is this? Related playlists, likes LL, and uploads. I wonder if those are all of my uploads. I wonder if we could check that out. How do I do that? Let's go see. If I click a playlist here and click this one, can I now go take that code and plug this into the URL? List equals this. YouTube is not currently available on this device. What? I don't know what that was. Branding settings, channel title. Okay, so we have a lot of these sorts of things. Might be the PL code part of that query param. Maybe, yeah, I'm not actually sure. If you go back to a playlist URL. Yeah, this is probably not super important. Also, this is probably just all my uploads, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Tonka. Is edutainment a real word? It's education and entertainment. It's a portmanteau. Because it's an API call and doesn't know what device you're on. I think I just malformed that URL. Okay, so what's the best way to take this out? I guess snippet.title. Do we consider this to be a username though? Basically, all I'm trying to do is come up with, I have a YouTube database table and I want to store your ID and then some identifiable name. And I guess the title might as well be identifiable. Let's try on some real channels. Linus Tech Tips. What would theirs be? Yeah, Linus Tech Tips. I guess their @ name is also totally fine. Donkey. Yeah, they're probably always gonna match for most people, right? Terminal montage. Yeah, they're pretty much always gonna match. I don't really think it matters what I take. Okay. I would store handle. Everyone has handles now, but they can change. But everyone also has titles now too, right? Or could you have a channel without a title? YouTube, can you not have a handle? I thought you could. There's no eligibility to create a handle. So there are handles overview. Unique and short channel identifiers distinct from channel names start with @. All channels will have an associated handle. Okay. Mitch. If you've never have recorded a video, maybe there's no need for a title. Okay, okay. So I should use the handle then. And where do we get the handle from? Custom URL. That's not necessarily the handle though, right? YouTube data API, get channel handle. I guess you fetch them by handle. I think I'm just gonna use the title for now. As of this moment, YouTube has yet to update the data API with handle support. So I can't get it anyway. All right, whatever. Let's use the title. So snippet.title is what I want. So delete all this stuff. Yeah, and then maybe put a link to this page that talks about what you can have for part. See this page for valid parameters. I'll do it this way. There we go. Okay, so don't need this, just getting my own thing. So I have the ID in the snippet, and then I'm going to get back this, which will have results.data.items, which is an array. So I take the first item, and then I get the ID and the snippet's title. Okay, yeah. So first item equals results.data item 0. And then we want ID and snippet title. ID equals first item dot ID, and title equals first item snippet title. Yeah. Okay. If first item doesn't exist, then we're just throw a new error. Now, what would this be? Could not find your channel information. Doesn't necessarily, that's fine for now. Whatever. Okay, otherwise we get this stuff and we get this information. Yeah, and so if ID is undefined or title is undefined, say could not determine either ID or title. Yeah. Now in this case, I should probably print out the results that we get. Yeah, I think this is fine. What golden gods? I don't know what you're even talking about. Hey, but Bigfoot is real. Would a try catch work here instead of checking for undefined? It would, yeah. But I would still want to try catch around everything, and I might as well just check to see if things are undefined. So in this case, we make our API call and we're going to get the information back. The information that we want is just the ID and title of the channel. And so in this case, we'll say that we return promise with export type basic channel info is this stuff. And then this is going to be a basic channel info. String or null is not assignable. Oh, whoops. You should be null. String undefined. Okay, fine. Do we know what this is? It's string or null, or how could it be any of those? I mean, I could just do a double equals here, but generally don't like doing that. I already lost. I can't give you a suggestion. I wasted my 3 seconds. You've already been caught. It's all over. Rest in peace. Yeah, all right, I'm pretty happy with this. So now this shouldn't be called make API call. This should be something like get basic channel info. Yeah, that's much better. And now make API call. Oh, he fell. Okay, well then good. Yeah, you've got plenty of time then to ask an AI to answer your question for you. So at this point, we don't even need this to be exported at all. This can just be part of the API. So delete this and then call into the method right from here. All right, I think we're good. So fetch the channel ID and name, done, save to the database. So now what we're gonna do is const ID title equals this stuff. We're gonna save it to the database with all of this information. Could I check for not ID or not title? Yeah, that's probably a more canonical or more paradigmatic way of doing things. Well, I guess this is checking for anything that's falsy. So if your ID was literally the name false, this wouldn't be good. Yeah, never mind. I don't want to do that. Actually, what does that work out to be? We go over here, we go into node, and we say a equals false if a console.log hello. Okay, no, never mind. It's not string false, that would matter. So yeah, it probably would be fine. All right, yeah, I don't mind doing that. If it has a value, it's true. In this case, it's true, but I mean, there are lots of things that are falsy in JavaScript that, like, if you say if 0, this is not going to print out. False wouldn't print out. So these are values. And I'm pretty sure that's all you're checking if you use the exclamation mark, is just for falsy things. Yeah. And yeah, your title is going to be a string in this case, so I don't think we have to worry. All right, so I got this information. Now we need new APIs in the database. And this is where we're finally going to pull this back in. Now, how do we use the database from get tokens? Database. This is the wrong get tokens. Database. Here it is. So save the database, make a new database, call save. And then this stuff about primary bot Twitch ID. I might need to do that. So save YouTube token. So we get all of this stuff. Tokens. I guess we can just pass it in as tokens. Oh, then we need the YouTube type to leak into this. Well, let's start with that at least. And then channel ID and channel title. All right, now let's go make this method. Oh, there's no automatically create. Huh, interesting. Okay, well, async save YouTube tokens. Oh, it's just called token. Did I call the other one save Twitch token? I guess so. Why did I do that? Because it's just an access token? How's it even possible? Oh, because access token is really all of the tokens, and it's just called access token. Oh. All right, well, then we're saving this with a plural. Do I mind being in a YouTube video? I mean, I'm in a courtroom answer that question is no, but I would need more context because I'm technically in a YouTube video right now in the form of the video I'm creating right this second by live streaming. All right, so tokens, channel ID, channel title. We want all of this to be in this new API that we're writing here. All right, tokens is going to be of type credentials, which won't actually exist here, so we can't do this. Yeah, I need to expand everything that we had in it. Access token, tokens.refresh token, and then expiry date. I don't think I care about anything else, like the scopes. We're just going to assume that this is valid for what I need because I'm doing something so basic here. So this is a string, this is a string, and this is a number. So string, string, number. Access token, string, refresh token, string, and then expiry date, number. Then channel ID is a string and channel title is a string. And this returns a promise void. All right, so now this isn't going to work because we need to know that this is a string. And this needs to be a string, and this needs to be a number. And then ID and title are just called this. And now we can finally try saving them to the database. This says unsafe assignment of any value. That implies that I never built this, but it did build. I guess I have to keep doing this to fix this. Are those going to reappear? Yep, fixed it. Oh, that's frustrating. All right, so I got to do everything that I did in save Twitch token. Save Twitch token. So we made a transaction, make sure the user exists, insert the token. Then we did some scope stuff, which I'm not going to do. And then we did stuff with this with the primary bot user, which I think we have to do. Otherwise, our bot needs to read in which token it should pull from every time based on your channel title. And that's, oh, it's going to have to do this anyway. But it's going to have to do this now based on what's in the database. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's use this. Okay, so delete this because we don't have a parameter for that. So ensure YouTube user exists. And that's going to be pretty much all of this. Yeah. So this is their YouTube ID and then their channel name or channel title, I guess. Okay, good. So check if the user already exists. So users YouTube ID is equal to YouTube ID. Then select their ID. What? Argument of type YouTube ID is not assignable to parameter type. Oh, I never finished the migration stuff. Whoopsie doodle. Let's go do that. So regenerate the types. Yeah, I never did this stuff. So what folder are we in when we do this? Packages, database. There we go. And then we copy the regenerated types. And now when we go back to that code, which is bot database, now we just restart this and it should be fine. Does this mean you're going to pull from Twitch's API instead of the IRC stream? No, if you're talking about the event sub stuff, what I'm doing right now is I currently have a bot running on YouTube. So something like today. And Goose, I think what you're looking for is the specs command. And so this thing can respond to... I just realized something. This has been responding as me this whole time. That was unintentional. Okay, I got to fix that at some point. That was a mistake. Anyway, I have that working on Twitch. I don't have it working on YouTube. So if you type something like today in YouTube chat, it's just not going to respond with anything. Yeah, that was not intentional. My Twitch bot is acting as Adam Learns Live, not as Adam Learns Bot or whatever. Yeah. What's the shortcut for selecting only Twitch? So you mean something like this? I want to select the word take and I can move the cursor between these and then just select that. Because for me, it's Control Shift and then either left or right. And the names of those shortcuts are cursor, word, partial left, and partial right select. So that's what you're looking for. All right, so we got this. Now insert into users and then put their YouTube ID, save this here. So this would be an easy enough thing to genericize into a function that will work for both YouTube and for Twitch. Oh yeah, I didn't mean a capital T on YouTube. Then insert into YouTube names their YouTube ID and their name, I guess, is their channel title is what we're using. And on conflict, update this. There we go. So the linting would pick up the database changes. So we have the migration will change the database, and then our types need to reflect the changes. So we regenerate types, and then we reload VS Code, and that's it. Yeah. Can it read and respond to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, or did it run 2 instances? We're going to just have one bot doing all of this stuff. So the bot is technically already working on Twitch and Discord, and it will work on YouTube pretty soon. And all of this code, by the way, is at least publicly visible if you look at that link there. All right, so this is the first step that we need to do, ensure that the YouTube user exists. And so now we have this, and we just need the channel ID and the channel name here. Well, channel title, I guess. And then we insert or update a token. This is going to be the Twitch token, right? Yeah, Twitch OAuth token. So we should rename this to insert or update Twitch token. So we're going to need the same general thing here for this. Insert or update YouTube token. And this is no longer an access token. It's an access, refresh, and expires at. Expires at. Wait a second. Ah, darn it. What did we get back for that? I didn't put it down. Oh, man. It was a Unix timestamp and it was 1 hour from now. Yeah. So it's not an expired duration. Yeah, that's important. So we're going to have the access token string, refresh token, and then the expires at, which is a number. All right, then we put all these things in here. So YouTube OAuth token. And what does our table look like? All these things. Let's copy paste this into here. And then let's take just the properties and let's fill them in. So we take in, oh, not Twitch ID, YouTube ID. The access token, that's already fine. That's already fine. Expires out is already fine. Created at and those we don't need to modify. And that's everything. Oh, whoops, I gotta still do this with the right casing, huh? Okay. There. Okay, on conflict, so if you already had this there, then we're gonna update this with the new information, which is this stuff. So easy peasy. All right, we are getting closer and closer to this working. So now we go back down to the bottom of this, and we're gonna say update the YouTube token. So we take in YouTube ID, channel ID. It takes in the access token, refresh token, and expiry date. Yeah, good. Now delete any scopes. We don't have any scope stuff. I don't care about this. And then finally insert into config. So I guess we're gonna need this for a corresponding thing for YouTube over here. So this should probably be named config primary Twitch bot or primary bot Twitch ID. That's what we'll call this. And then we'll make a primary bot YouTube ID. YouTube user ID. Yeah, this is already saved in the database, so we can't just modify this string. All right, and then we'll save this over here and just change these to YouTube ID or channel ID. I keep forgetting what I called it. All right, so everything should just be done. We should be able to test this out now. All right, let me go try this. I'm gonna do this off screen. Give me a sec. You know what I should have done? I should have put a process.exit in here. Okay, here we go. So I'm logging in. Good, continue. All right, it might have just worked. Yeah, so now we can check out the database. All right, so if I do select star from YouTube names, there I am. There's my ID and there's my name. And then if I do select YouTube ID expires at from YouTube OAuth tokens. Yep, it added a row in there. We're going to assume that the other ones are correct. I'm not going to actually show the access token or refresh token. And what else would have been done? A user would have been created. So what's my regular user ID? User correlation. So select ID. Yeah, select ID from user correlation where YouTube ID equals this. Yeah, so that's my ID. Now I select star from users where ID equals that. What happened? Oh, UUID? I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I typed user. Now it's ID. Okay. Well, whenever you have two different toggles, you have 4 options, and I tried all 4. So that was created. That should be pretty much now. Yeah. Cool. It all works. Have you done any gaming on the corn? Just very, very simple games. So like Baba Is You. But I wouldn't do any more advanced gaming on the corn now. I'm assuming this is the only channel you'll query, so why store in the database? So I need to store the refresh token somewhere. Access tokens last for an hour. And so then you use the refresh token to get a new access token. So that refresh token has to go somewhere. You might just be saying, well, why not just like put that in your environment? And yeah, I guess that would work. I don't know. Does the refresh token change too? It might. Anyway, I need some storage for that. And the database is that storage. So now the next thing we need to do is get the tokens to actually refresh. So let's write some more things down here. Console.log. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I didn't check, which is, what do I call this? Primary bot user, YouTube user ID. So what are my tables? There should be a config table. Select star from config where key equals this. Yeah, so there's my bot's ID. Yeah, we'll change. Okay. Probably would have to use another keyboard for gaming and stuff. Not a big deal. Also depends on how big of a corn you're getting. If you're getting a 6-column one, it's a little bit better. But still, think of what you want when you're gaming. Like let's say you're playing a typical FPS. You have movement. You have like crouch, sprint, change weapons, maybe like a melee, something like that, or an interact key, and maybe strafe as part of movement. All of these keys, I mean, this is 4 keys. This is probably 2 keys. Changing weapons it could be any number of keys. Can you easily fit all those in like the 15 or so that you have here? And yeah, maybe you can. Would it be comfortable exactly? Probably not. Definitely need my numbers and control shift for easy access while gaming. Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too, is whenever you're gaming, you do swap between the game itself and then typically like chat, or you open up Chrome and you want to open a new tab or something. And I just don't think it's worthwhile to customize your keyboard for gaming for that reason, or corn at least. Yeah. Just store it in a variable and overwrite it, but I'm lazy. Oh, this needs to be persistent across running the bot. So here's the deploy process. Then maybe this will shed some light on this. So right now you're seeing me develop on this computer. This is my Mac. I also have a mini PC. So what I do is eventually I'll push this code to GitHub, and then GitHub Actions will run and produce a new Docker image. Now on the mini PC, I have something called Watchtower. I don't know how many R's are in it. Watchtower or something like that. I have Watchtower running, and it inspects my running Docker container to see if there's a new image. So it's going to eventually detect on its own that GitHub produced a new image. It's going to download it. It's going to rerun my bot. So the bot will be updated every however often, right? Maybe like once per week or something like that. And when it does, the database should still be running and should still contain the data that I need in it. Okay. Hey, Melmsy. By the way, chat, if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, I did make a new video yesterday talking about this keyboard. It's a brand new video. It wasn't a re-upload of a previous one. And it took me a long time to make. And I think it's pretty good. All right. So got to handle refreshing tokens and got to handle using the token. So this we don't need anymore. This is now done. Do we have instructions on this? Get YouTube tokens. Yeah, it should just say like follow the instructions. All right, so here we should say saving the tokens to the database. And then down here, console.log, successfully saved. You should be able to use the YouTube portion of the bot now. All right, so this save to database stuff doesn't need to be here anymore. And there's our code. So I'm reasonably happy with this stuff so far. We need to handle, oh, this stuff shouldn't be here and this shouldn't be here. Actually, maybe that first one should be. Received tokens. Nah, maybe we can just put, we can combine the two. Received tokens, saving them, yeah. Good, I like it. All right, pretty succinct, straightforward. Next, make sure we update refresh tokens in the database for the bot. So we should just be able to call APIs. This should be straightforward. The deploy stuff of this is going to be a nightmare because I've got a million different things I got to do, but I think we're in pretty good shape. Passing a callback about how to deal with the token. So yeah, the next step. So we got this. Find my current. Oh yeah, find my current live stream I didn't do. Ugh. We got to pull for a live stream. And I use my iPad as a small third monitor. Perfect for Twitch lurking. So there's one issue I have. So this is my Mac, but I have my wife's iPad. Or rather, my wife has an iPad. I think they need to be on the same Apple account for you to do that. And maybe there's a way around that. We're on a family account or something. But I think I tried when I first got the Mac and I couldn't do it. And maybe I just concluded that wrongly. For handoff, I think you're right. Is this other thing different? I thought they were the same feature. Duet display. Oh, it's a completely separate third-party thing. Oh, I see. I'm on Windows and my iPad is a third monitor. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I saw a device I'd never really thought of until I was looking at it in person. And it was this cylindrical projector that you connect, I think via Bluetooth. So basically you could just have your phone and you put this projector on your desk or a table or something and project it onto a wall. That was kind of cool. But I wonder why people use that sort of thing. Like, you need a stable surface. It can't be too light outside. And if this is in your house, wouldn't you just use a monitor? I don't know. Really enjoying following your thought processes, but now I got to ask, why are you not using code block formatting right there? Where? And thanks for watching, CodeCat. It'd be a good middle ground if you don't have a TV, right? The one we got was, or the one I saw, it was, we don't own it. The one I saw was not like high display fidelity or refresh rate. You mean here? This note is just, if you're talking about this specific note, this is just going to get deleted in like, well, now. Goodbye note. Yeah, so any notes like that. If you're talking about this is just the formatting that gets applied. Obsidian. This one? Because if you ever don't see a code block somewhere here, then it's probably because it came from one note, and a lot of those notes got messed up in transit. So I think TypeScript might have some examples of this, although they might be hard to find. Yeah, like this. This is a code block, but it's not, it doesn't have code block delineation here. So we need to fix this. Yeah. Anyway, if you're talking about something like that, yeah, that's a migration artifact. And it's a shame. And I'm not going to go rewrite all my notes to fix those things. Oh yeah, so main tasks. We've got to get the bot to pull for a live stream. So it should pull tokens from the database and handle refreshing them. And then it should do the actual polling once per minute. Yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for all the commands in general, you can just go to a.bot.land. Check out the commands command. Let's see if that worked. Yeah. So yeah, you can go to this site and you can search through anything. So things like keyboard or specs or whatever you might be looking for. Oh, it's a Google Doc. Oh, this. Oh, yeah. This is Google Docs. Sorry. I didn't realize what you were talking about. Yeah, this, I don't care too much about formatting, but to be honest, none of this should really be here. I wrote this here, attention, move all this to a GitHub project, and a GitHub project would actually have code formatting. Try another co-working stream. Oh, we did that. Okay, so here's the plan. Currently 11:30. I have been online for 2 hours and 55 minutes, and that's usually roughly the 3-hour mark is when I usually try to go get lunch. In this case, I don't even know what I'm eating, so I got to figure that out. But when we get back, so this afternoon is going to be 3 more hours of what you've already seen. And that means just moving forward with YouTube stuff. There was some reason I wanted to start saying this, and maybe if I look at this, oh yeah, because tomorrow is going to be more of this in the morning, but then the afternoon is going to be very different. It's going to be a co-working stream. Take, what, 3, I guess? So the first stream, everyone hated. The second stream had technical difficulties. And now the third stream is going to be just right. So let's hope that that's the case. These are opportunities for me to do all of the stuff on my list that is very, very tough to do while I'm streaming. So for example, let's say I wanted to change this primary bot user ID. I need to log into my mini PC. I need to go to the production database and I need to rename that column, or I need to write a migration to do that stuff, but it's just easier to go hack my way through it. So that's something that's not easy to do while I'm streaming, and there are lots of tasks like that, so I figured might as well try co-working. Thanks for watching, Array. Yeah, how's my Obsidian bug report? Did they reply? I don't think they're probably going to reply. Do I still have that somewhere? Yeah, here. No, yeah, I don't. It's been a while now, 23 days, so I don't think they're probably going to look into this. Or if they do, maybe they, I don't know, it's probably not super important. Be there if I can. Got some appointments. I love co-working. Yeah, I hope it's good. I want to get chat's feedback on this, and I need to do this stuff regardless, so it's nice to just be able to lump it in with the stream. The notes are definitely like a second brain, yeah. And if you look through my notes, not all of these are public, but it's like all this YouTube stuff that we just did. These notes are new as of, what, 5 days ago? And who knows? Maybe I never need them again. Maybe I never look at them. Maybe somebody else needs them and they can look at them. But at the very least, I find it's pretty helpful to write this stuff down. And that way I don't need to wonder, did I learn this already? Where did I put that? So yeah. And then the last stuff we did before this was things like Astro. I wrote some notes on that. Starlight. I tried out Quartz. I've been using Obsidian for the last couple of months, and I'm writing notes about Obsidian itself. So there's quite a lot here. Most of that is public. If people ever want to check it out, just go to notes.adamlearns.com. You can just search for any of that, like Obsidian here, and find that note and, you know, take a look through it if you want. What am I using for my task list? I have a couple different things. I use Google Docs for some of it. and I used GitHub projects for other parts of it. So I really should be using more of GitHub projects. And it's just faster to write into a document, but then it's less organized, I think. So I do have a note to move all this. And yeah, this backlog is just gigantic at this point, right? Like look at all of the text that's on here. And this is some of the stuff I want to do on a co-working stream and at least get this to the point where it's manageable. Am I familiar with that site? No, I'm not. What is that site? Yeah. Also, what are these experiments? Keep YouTube VODs completely public for about a month. See where that takes us. Am I getting subscribers, viewers? Oh yeah, let's take a look at that really fast. How are subscriber counts going through live streams? How do I even tell? Maybe through here? I can see view count here. I always forget how to do this. Traffic source. Subscribers, here it is. Okay, so this is the last 28 days. How many of these are live streams? I wonder if you can focus on just that. Yeah, like this was a live stream, got 2 subscribers. This got 2 subscribers. This got 1 subscriber. Okay, I mean, it is pulling in some people. So, yeah. Do you know if live stream watch hours are counted differently than regular YouTube videos? I think they're the same, but there are the same stipulations as well, which is the videos have to be public. Well, they have to stay public. So for example, I had the mentoring videos on my channel and I made them unlisted and I lost like 300 watch hours or something. And then I just moved them to another channel entirely. So it doesn't matter that they were public when people watch them. It does keep re-updating itself. It's an automation website for webhooks. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar. I haven't used it. I don't have any plans to use it, I guess. Yeah, and by the way, the goal here is 4,000 hours. And it's at that point when you can start sharing ad revenue. And I think that we'll probably hit that in maybe like probably 4 to 6 months at this rate. I'm not sure. I think it shows right over here how many I have in the earn category. Yeah, 2052. So this had passed 2000 a while ago, and then I started making more and more videos unlisted, and now it shouldn't go down anymore. It used to be dropping. No, not 4,000 total streamed hours. That'd be nuts. No, I probably streamed like 100 hours on YouTube, if even that, maybe more like 50. I have more than 5,000 streamed on Twitch. And I technically have more than 5,000 hours of videos on YouTube, but I didn't stream all those videos on YouTube. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go and I'll be back in about an hour. But like I said, since I don't know what my lunch plans are, maybe it'll be a little over an hour. I'll aim to be back by 1 p.m. So that's an hour and 23 minutes. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in about an hour. Take care.